What is good, kids? Today we're looking at a project called Television Edit, and there's some steps you need to follow in order to get ready to do it. So we're going to scroll through this assignment page, and there's a folder here that says Gunsmoke Footage. Open it up by clicking on it, and you should see this view. If you don't see it, you got a tab right here. You can click between the views. We want to download all of these clips. So what I suggest you do is make a box, click and drag, and highlight all of the clips in blue. There's a few ways to do that. This is one way, and then you click the download button right there. Another way is back out in the original view. You can go right here to this, click here and choose download. And so the zipping one file means it's compressing all of our clips here into an easily downloadable file that we can open up later. And you can keep this view open in your browser so that you can keep track of it. It does take a few minutes to download, and when there's a lot of us working and the whole school is up and running, it can take a little bit longer, so be patient.
6 hours later.
Okay, once you can see that your download is complete, one thing you could do is go click on this little magnifying glass. It'll take you to your files. Or you could click on the little finder icon on the dock, and that'll take you eventually to downloads. And right here, if you've got to double click this file to uncompress it, and then you can see all of the clips are right there. Don't do anything with them here though. What we have to do next is open up iMovie. So when you open iMovie, and if you see this view, you can do create new. If you see another view, you can go file, choose new movie like this. Either way, the next step is to import the Gunsmoke clips that we just downloaded. So click import media. And then if you look here, mine was already set up, but you gotta, select your username on the sidebar and then go to downloads and look for the folder that says Gunsmoke on it. Okay, if you have it and you click content created, you should see the most recent thing right there. And then you can click on the folder and it will just import everything. But before you import, go up here to this button and put in a new event and call it Gunsmoke. And then click OK. This is part of staying organized and keeping all your footage separate from each other so you can work more efficiently. Now we're going to click the button that says Import Selected. Again, it's going to import everything from that folder. And now, looking at it, you got to kind of start to build your scene. So the footage plays in the preview. The footage should play in order. So you can press play from the front here and just watch.
Well, I didn't figure that passing out a few pills is very hard work.
Passing out pills? 90% of my work is surgery. Setting broken bones, digging bullets out of people, and delivering babies in the middle of the night.
Okay, and then if you go back to the classroom page, here is the script. You can open it up in a tab in your browser and leave it open, and you can see there is the script. We just listened to the two characters speaking to each other. Now, I didn't figure passing out a few pills is very hard work. Passing out pills, 90% of my work, etc. So scrolling through here, you can see which shot goes where, and on iMovie, put the shots in order. Now, you're also going to want to edit each clip as you go so it has in it only what you need. Now, they've done a very good job of breaking this down to only the best takes from each shot, and we're going to use that. Now, we can drag the whole clip down here into the timeline like this, and then work on what do we have to trim out. So every place you see a slate that's a slate. And the marker and any talking by background people who aren't in the scene, you got to cut that out.
Action.
So all of that up to the voice that says action. Now sliding this slider can help you get a better, closer up view of everything.
Action.
So now I'm going to click on the edge of the clip here, drag it to shrink it down to just what we need.
Well, I didn't figure that passing out a few pills is very hard work.
So there you go. Now you can start to get a feel for what's needed next. The script has this character, Chester, interrupting Marshall Dillon and the doctor after the line about delivering babies in the middle of the night. So let's go and find that spot.
Passing out pills out of people and delivering babies in the middle of the night. Mr. Dillon!
Now,
Mr. Dillon!
look,
It's them!
this character comes into the scene, but there's another shot of him approaching the marshal and the doctor. It's up here in our timeline, and he is seen searching for the marshal so he can tell him about the bad guy and what he's doing.
In the middle of the night. Mr. Dillon!
So we want to split this clip up. We can't really trim it the way we trimmed the other stuff. So what we're going to do on the keyboard is Command B, as in boy, and trim that and leave this here. Now we have a break in between here, and we can find this clip and see which part do we want to use. So I'm going to drag it down into the project between these clips, and it kind of pushes the other parts aside. And we have to decide what do we want to use from this section.
Before Baker, take one.
Action! Go ahead.
Now, often in an action scene, you will see that the character almost takes a little moment to warm up. Now, you don't want to include that in your edit, and in addition to all of the markers and the claps and the action calls, you don't want any of that either. So let's trim.
Before Baker, take one.
Action!
So I can see that the action takes us all the way to here, and now we can see our guy
Go ahead.
moving. Now he has a distinct limp, and he's looking for the marshal. And we don't need all of this. That's another thing about TV edits, is you don't need all of the footage. You only need the essence of the scene. You only need what the really important stuff. So let's slide and trim this while he's searching. And I think I like when he comes up to this window, it tells the story in a nice way. I like the shot where he's looking in the window.
Mr. Dillon! How's that?
So all of that stuff after he moves by, we can trim that out.
Mr. Dillon!
Basically after he calls the sheriff's name. So we're going to drag this backwards to trim it.
Mr. Dillon! Mr. Dillon! It's them!
So there you go. That's our first edit. And whenever you make an edit, it's probably good to watch it and just to verify that you did the right thing.
My work is surgery. Setting broken bones, digging bullets out of people, and delivering babies in the middle of the night. Mr. Dillon! Mr. Dillon! It's them!
So that's the beginning of my edit. I'm going to continue to follow through and take a look at each scene, each shot, and use it whenever I am, and we'll cover this again, but whenever I am with a dialogue scene and there are close-ups available, I want to use the close-ups. So that's a hint for the future. This is the wide shot of the conversation between the three characters, and these are the close-ups. Every place there's a close-up, that's what I want to use because television is a close-up medium, and we don't live with wide shots where the sound maybe not as good, the composition is as good, and what we really want to see is the stars of the show, like this guy. So I look forward to seeing how it starts out for you, but that's it for the moment. Thanks for watching.